Hello, my name's Fox Van, so Diggin' Emmett Fox, and this is a review of a horror movie. Wait. Worst ghost movie ever. But I liked it. Quick synopsis, I liked the movie. If you want to check it out for yourselves, I say definitely check it out for yourselves. But from here on out, I'm going to do a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen the movie The Boy, pause this review. Go buy a ticket, go watch it. Well, go see it, and then come back and restart the video. But I am warning everyone now. Spoiler review. All right. Okay. All right. So if you've seen the commercials, you already know the premise. Girl from The Walking Dead comes to this mansion where she has to babysit. The quote unquote son of these two older people, and the two older people leave, and she has to take care and babysit this doll. The son of the older people they have to basically babysit this doll, and you watch, you're like, oh, okay, all right. And as she stays there, shenanigans ensue. Things happen. The doll starts moving. The doll gets moved around and stuff like that. Things are happening, and she starts getting scared. Okay. Again, spoiler alerts for it. And honestly, I liked it. I liked the movie. It's not like a movie where it's just like jump scare. It tries to make its own atmosphere and stuff like that. We learn the girl has to take care of this doll, and of course she doesn't. Of course, and it's pretty good. She comes to this mansion where all of the movie, except for like one scene, is in this mansion. Even then, that scene could have been recorded in the mansion at somewhere. All this has to be in a scene. For namesake, I don't know the actress's name, although I can look it up. Oh, Maggie. Let me see, where is it? The IMDb page, right? But Maggie, she goes here, and she goes here. She starts kind of having the grocery boy who comes and drops the groceries off for these old couple. Every other week. Well, first she comes to this place and she's like, okay. Well, yeah, okay. Let me try to do a quick snap. What happens? She comes to this house where we kind of see in the video, the show or whatever. This older couple talk about their son, which they show this doll, and they explain the rules of what the Maggie should be doing. That she can't cover the doll's face. She has to, the rules of it, where you have to you don't cover the doll's face. You treat the doll like a person, basically, which they say that the doll is alive. Well, they say that their son's alive. So, and they have these different rules that they have, like, you have to wake their son, Brom, up at 7 p.m. with a loud voice. You then have to give it their lessons, where you have to give it the lessons by reading a poem and stuff like that. You can let him hear music, but you always have to do it loudly, so that way Brom can hear. Let the story continues, and of course they type out the rules and stuff. And then the two are going, because they're gonna leave on a quote unquote trip, and when they're about to leave, and of course everyone's looking at the doll like it's crazy. Even the grocery man's like, okay, yeah, these couples pretty crazy. and it continues onward. From there. Before the old couple leaves, the mother of Brahm goes up and says, "I'm sorry" to the girl, and says in her ear. The two couple leave. They're gone. And then it's basically, then of course, Maggie's just like, "No offense, Brahm, but you kind of creep me out." Throws the doll down, doesn't follow any of the rules, and then things start happening. Where the tarp that she throws on the doll disappears, or at one point, and then where her clothes starts disappearing. Also, while this is happening, before this happened and everything, she met with the grocery boy first, where she starts talking with the grocery boy. Also, she took off her shoes in the beginning, and that's kind of important a little bit. But she starts talking with the grocery boy, who's about her age, of course. He of course likes her, and he's trying to. It's kind of awkward how he tries to do it, but he's trying to ask her out on a date and stuff like that, trying to flirt with her a bit. And then he also says that he can read gum, because apparently his grandmother could read minds, and the mother can read hands, and that he can read gum. And also, this is all happening in Britain. So he quote unquote reads the gum and saying it looked. First, he gets the two wrong. He says, "It looks like you're running from a dark past." The next one is like, "It looks like you're running from a dark past," which apparently that's what's happening. She's like, because she was in an abusive relationship. So that she's in an abusive relationship, and that's brought up multiple times throughout the movie. But as the story goes, she's not paying attention to the doll. She's not treating it how she was told to treat it, and she even says at one point, and she even starts to go out on a date with the grocery guy. But before she could go on the date, while she's in the shower, all her clothes are gone. All her clothes are taken, and the attic, which was locked, is now open. She goes up there with a big pointy stick, which I would have thought called cops, but whatever. She thinks, of course, is the grocery boy, which, yeah, cliche, but whatever. She goes up there, gets locked up there, and can't go on the date because, she's locked up there. And the boy, and also there's no signal or anything. The grocery boy is like, "Oh, okay, weird," and he leaves. And also, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, I am jumping around a bit, but they had she had the dream, and you see the dream in the trailer, which I kind of like because it was in the trailer, which, like, okay, yeah, it's a jump scare, and apparently someone in the theater didn't see the trailers because they got scared at it, but it's the one where she goes in front of the painting, and then the hand comes out and grabs her. That was a dream, but she gets locked in the attic. Oh no, what to do? She gets stuck up there, but then she starts looking through old photos when she wakes up the next day. She's still in a bath in a towel because all her clothes were gone. But when the next day the door opens up, she goes down and she finds all her clothes are now back up and hanging and stuff like that in her room because they were all taken out. Like the drawers and everything were still open. And she starts to kind of, she's getting real scared. She's like, I got locked up there and stuff like that. She's saying how she got locked up there the next day with the grocery boy, and she goes out to where Brahm was quote unquote buried, and she starts trying to ask about Brahm, and she said, and the guys are saying, well, people say she was a nice boy, but really they say that he was an odd child. He was odd. He was strange. And also they bring up while at this point they bring up thing like, oh, like he died in supposedly died in 1991, but whatever. But if he would quote unquote lived, he said, oh, so he'd be about your age, which about the grocery boy's age. He's like, yeah. And I'm thinking like, well, no, I doubt Brahms that guy, and I believe, and like I'm just thinking like, why on earth are they bringing up his age? Is the ghost gonna appear as a 26-year-old? I don't know how old the dude is, but however old, and he's like, so I'm like, oh, okay, I don't know. So continues on. She actually starts getting scared because she looks at the doll. I think it was she looks at the doll at one point. The doll's just looking at her, like the head is turned. We never really see the doll move other than in oh wait, before like we never really see the doll move other than in dreams. Like in one point she has another dream. She throws the doll on a before this happened, I'm sorry. Before this she has another dream where she hears the doll crying, and at one point she sees that doll move in the dream. She wakes up like, oh my god, and then she continues to hear the crying. She's like, what the heck is that? I think that, and she walks up towards, she walks to where the doll is, which not laying, it was before she laid it on the bed. It's sitting in the seat, and it looks like a tear's coming down her eyes, and it's raining outside, and tears dropping down the doll's eye. And she's like, what the heck is this? She touches it like, oh my god, and then bloop, water falls from the sky. Oh, okay. But that's when she throws the doll on the bed, and then everything else ensued. And while this is all happening, there's multiple times, like before she went to take a shower, she's talking with her sister, I believe, and she's saying that the sister said that, oh, your Cole came, which is her ex, her abusive ex, and she's saying he came in, he said he was sorry, that he wanted to get a letter, stuff like that, and that the sister's son answered the door. So, and I guess the boyfriend who has a restraining, who the girl has a restraining order against her boyfriend. The boyfriend says that he wants to say he's sorry, and he wants to send Maggie a note, and the boy gave the address because the boy, you know, I think a 30-year-old man, 30-year-old big freaking giant of a man, saying there he doesn't know how to get rid of him, so he gave him the address. And Maggie said, I don't know, whatever he sends, I'm not gonna read it. And I'm thinking he's gonna be there. I already know he is, but And as it keeps going, Maggie gets more like, oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on? As things start moving, the doll starts moving and stuff like that. Like the doll starts moving and stuff like that, and she's getting scared. Where the point where she looked and she saw the doll looking at her, and she closed her door and walked away. And then there's the part in the trailer where you see the footsteps walking, and she tries to call for help. She tries to call for help or whatever. Try to call the grocery boy, and when she tries to call the grocery boy, there's no dial tone. You just hear the boy's voice, come out and play. And she's getting scared. She's getting real frightened. And then she sees footsteps come outside the door, and you see something like drop down, and you hear the boy's voice, I brought you your favorite. And the footsteps walk away. She's scared, but then she opens the door, looks, and sees oh wait, before that happened, she saw the doll sitting up. Before she got straight up scared, she got really scared because for like the next few days, or possibly weeks, the doll's just been laying there, I believe, and now it's sitting up, and the rules are right next to it, and that's what totally got her to where she was freaking scared. But after she sees, like, she opens the door and sees the tray with like peanut butter and jelly sandwich there, she's like she doesn't know really what to do. She starts laughing because like how, I guess, ridiculous or crazy this is. But then she kind of starts following the rules, where the rules are, if I remember correctly, the rules are don't cover his face, you can't have any guests over, the lessons where you have the lessons, make sure you speak loudly when you're giving the lessons, put the music on real loud because Brom likes that, empty out the mouse traps because Brom doesn't like mice and doesn't want them in the walls, and then, what are the others? Don't throw out the food. Any leftover food, put it in the freezer. And don't cover the doll's face and stuff like that. And so it continues on. She actually starts kind of treating the doll how she's supposed to. And then the grocery boy comes over, which he's like, what are you doing? Like, not like I'm. If you watch this, like, the main, like, I don't know, I didn't have a problem with the acting, especially since, like, this guy who is trying to, like, you know, trying to swoon the girl, and he thinks both the mother and father of Brom were crazy. And so he's like, what are you doing? Like, are you going a little crazy now? And he doesn't try, and it's not like he gets like angry or whatever, like, oh, like the doll or whatever, try to do anything bad with the doll. Oh crap, why did it lag? I hope I didn't lag too much, sorry. But I don't know why it lagged. But yeah, it's just like he's like, what the heck are you doing? And like then even after he leaves a little angry, like even Maggie's just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? And he's like, come on, Brom, give me a sign. Reach for your food. Do something. Give me a sign that you're here. Give me a sign that you're alive. The doll doesn't move. The doll doesn't, and she's like, she gets angry, so she takes the food away because she peeled the apple for him. Takes the food away and throws it away. And when she looks at it, you see in the trailer, she looks back, and then the doll's gone. But then the doll's like actually sitting next to the pantry. She's like, oh my god, she's a ghost. And then she calls the grocery boy over and says, here, look, I want to show you that the doll's alive. And she draws a chalk line on the floor and puts the doll in the middle. It's like, see, sometimes you don't notice it because only he moves a little bit. But sometimes the doll moves, but he can't be there because he's shy. So she takes him to not the doll, the grocery boy, to the delivery man. I'll say delivery man. Takes him to her room and knocks on the door. Then they come back and the doll hasn't moved. He rises a chocolate lamp to see if it moves, and he's like, "Come on, what are we doing now? Is this like a magic trick or something?" He's like, "No, watch." And so she takes him to the room again. And he's saying, "Come on, because if he doesn't move, then I'm crazy." Because he even thinks that she's going crazy a bit. So she takes him to the room again and leaves Brom alone and knocks on it 3 times. And you start hearing like something moving, and then they come back and the doll's gone. And he's like, "Oh my gosh, what the fuck is going on?" She's like, "I don't know. Brom's alive. Like, it's like his ghost or something's here. His ghost in the doll. It's here." And he's like, "Oh," and then they look and like the doll's like behind the door, like, "Oh, he's never been there before. That's weird." So, and then like later on, she starts treating like how she was supposed to, but then like she breaks the no guest rule because then she starts wanting to have some fun with the delivery man. So they lock the door, they close the door and stuff like that, and you see from like Brom's point of view, look into the keyhole, see them about to screw, and then cut back to the 2, and then you hear the music playing, and they go down to the room and they see Brom on the piano while the music's playing. He's like, and Maggie goes, "No, Brom, time for bed." Takes it to bed, and she says, "I'm sorry," and stuff like that. And even the delivery man's like, "Well, maybe we should get out of here because we don't know if it's bad or not." And she says, No, I'm not leaving him. I promised I wouldn't leave him. I promised his parents I'd take care of him. And like later on, you kind of hear a thing where you get a little more backstory about her family, about how she was gonna have a kid with her abusive boyfriend who whenever he beat her, he always said he's sorry, stuff like that, and she defended him saying, "Oh, he'll change, he changed," stuff like that. But then she had a miscarriage when her boyfriend went a little bonkers and made her have a miscarriage. And she says, "I think they chose me for a reason. I think there's a reason why I'm here. I'm here to take care of Brom. They chose me probably because of this," and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, okay, there's some connection that she has. And the horror does take a little backstep a little bit there because she starts kind of, liking the doll, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of nice. And also, there's one point where I forgot to mention, we get a scene of the parents of Brom, and the mother's writing a note, and then the father's like, "Come on, it's time to go." And you see them put stones in their pockets, and then they walk into the ocean. And right before that happens, you see a little bit of the note. It says, "She is yours. Be good, Brom," and stuff like that. Like, she is yours. She'll take care of you and be good. And they walk off and die. And the delivery man, because he stays over at one point. Oh, well, he leaves a little bit later after the incident, but they're playing pool or whatever, and no, the doll's upstairs, but the delivery man says that even the father seemed to be like depressed at one point during one of Brom's birthday parties, which, with the doll, and saying that the boy was odd, that he was strange. And also we have and also that apparently their son died in a fire. Which the first scene you see of the house, you get like a front view of the house, and you see where it looks like there were scorch marks. And I'm thinking like, okay, that better be brought up, which it is. Apparently, Brom died in a fire, which also apparently happened because, and the delivery man's telling her that this might not be a good spirit. This might not be good, and because she talks about this little girl that went missing that used to play with Brom, and then they found her skull smashed in at one point, and when the cops and whatever went to the mansion, that was the day that the fire happened, that Brom died. So then later on, as the movie progresses, Maggie's taking care of the doll. And she hears the billiards getting knocked around in the billiards room, and so you're like, okay, what the fudge is this? And she's like, is that you, the delivery man? She walks there, and it happens to be her ex, who's a freaking Hulk, like standing there freaking, I don't know, he looked freaking tall compared to Maggie and the delivery man, like about 6 feet tall, maybe, ripped, white. I think he's even wearing a wife beater, but he just looks like a big burly man. He looks like he could be a freaking lumberjack. And he's like, yeah, I'm not really good at riding, so I just came here to see how you're doing. And then he sees the doll. He's like, who's that? Like what's that? And he's like, that's Brom. He's like, oh, you're taking care of a doll? And she's like, yeah, that they pay me to take care of the doll. And so you're like, okay, she's taking care of the doll. And then the ex-boyfriend's like, oh yeah, you're coming back home with me. I'm sorry, all my work is done. I got a new job. I got all this. I'm trying to be better. Why don't you come back home? You're coming back home. I bought a plane ticket for us. And she's like, and she doesn't talk back so much, but like he's asked, I want your forgiveness for what happened, the miscarriage. And she's like, I'm not forgiving you for that. And he even tries to kiss her, and she's like, no. And he gets angry. The delivery man comes, and the delivery man asks Maggie about when, of course, the ex is just kind of guy, but Malcolm, that was his name, the delivery man. The delivery man says, you can't let him stay here. He's like, don't worry, he's not going to touch me and stuff like that. I'm going to make him leave and stuff like that. And so the delivery man doesn't leave. He goes and sleeps in his truck outside just in case. And Maggie tells the delivery man to sleep in the pool room on the sofa. And he says, "You're not leaving me. Wherever you go, I will find you." And so Maggie takes Brom upstairs and sleeps in Brom's room with Brom. And she goes to Brom, "Brom, I need your help." And cut to later on. There's blood dripping on top of the ex's head, and you hear the ex yelling for Maggie to come down. Maggie looks, Brom's gone, goes downstairs. On the ceiling, it's written "Get out" in blood, and in the guy's bag is 3 dead rats, and Brom's sitting in the corner. And the ex is just, "Why did you do this?" I didn't do this. Brom did. And he's like, "What, you think the doll did?" And she takes Brom and walks away, and then the ex starts getting loud, and that wakes up the delivery man who's in the truck, and he gets out too. He's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "None of your business, get out of here." And he's like, "You know what I mean?" He's like, no, I'm not letting this happen and stuff like that. And he's like, "Oh," and the ex goes, "So the Brom did it, right?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Give me the doll." She's like, "No, give me the doll." And he takes the doll. He takes the doll and just goes, "So the doll did it, right? The doll did it. You just go," and like, and both the Malcolm, dang it, I don't know why it's keep doing that, but both Malcolm and I don't know why they just lag, but Malcolm and the delivery man and Maggie are like, no, and like, "This is here. Think about this." Oh wait, gosh dang it, I don't. Fudge, it's lagging. I'm sorry, but he's like, "Well, think about this." He grabs it all and then smashes it against the freaking floor because it's like a porcelain face. And when it smashes, you just hear like the whole house there seems like it starts shaking. And the guy's like, what the heck is going on? And like, oh crap. And it didn't look like there was ashes in it, so I'm like, oh, did they put the ashes of the body in there? But it's like, the house starts shaking, and then you hear something in the walls, and then the guy goes, the ex goes to the wall, he's like, shut up. Tells him to shut up, puts his head to the glass, so there's like this mirror, and suddenly the mirror explodes out. The guy flies, like, what the heck? And like, oh my god, what's going on? Then you see, I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? Like, and also, FYI, I was totally rooting for the ghost the entire time. I'm just thinking, fudge, yeah, kick the crap out of the ex, kick him out. Because I just don't like, because, yeah, we've seen that character before, but I also don't like that character. I don't like the abusive relationships type of thing, so I'm just like, screw it. I don't like that character, the guy who's abusive and stuff like that, so screw it, kill him. I'm just rooting for, yeah, kill him. And when the glass bursts out, I'm like, yeah, the ghost's gonna kick the crap out of him. Then we stay on the mirror, and we see a hand come out. I'm like, let me not look at this. Let me look at you guys. But no, I'm leaving it over frame for a second. But I see a hand come out, like, I've been looking at this. It's kind of thing. I'm supposed to be looking at you guys. But and he's coming out as a zombie, a skeleton, a possessed skeleton. Hand comes out, and then you see like a dude walk out wearing a porcelain mask. He comes out, and he just starts beating the crap out of the X-Men. And Maggie and Mom are like, "What the fuck is going on?" The X tries to fight this guy who is Brahm. Brahm grabs like the porcelain piece of the porcelain doll mask and stabs into the dude's jugular and like, what the fuck? And then Brahm looks at them and he's wearing a porcelain mask and then chases after Maggie and Malcolm the delivery man. They're running like, oh my god. This guy's pretty freaking strong. They're running. They're trying to find a way to get out of the house because Brahm keeps cutting them off at every turn. I believe that was it. And they have to go through the walls, and apparently, like, Braum's been living in the walls, looking around. They run upstairs through these stairs that lead only up, and they find like an apartment where there's like a fridge and everything. Maggie looks, and on this bed, there's a doll or like a stuffed doll that has her dress on, like it looks like a wig on. Her coloring. He's been living in the walls the entire time. And starts chasing after him. They're trying to escape. The delivery man gets the crap beat out of him, and then Maggie's trying to escape through this little door after the delivery man does say to run. And then you see Brahm look at her and go. You hear like the little boy's voice like, "Come play with me, Maggie. Come play." I don't know. I forgot the girl's name, but he's like, "Come play with me." Which then you hear the man voice yelling, and you just see her break out and run. He's like, "If you run, I'll kill him." She runs, and before she jumps over the gate or whatever, she stops and just turns around. Like, she gets serious, turns around, goes back, grabs an ice pick, and when she runs into Brahm, Brahm looks like he's angry. He goes, "Brahm, time for bed." I'm like, oh, okay. Tells Brahm to go to bed. Takes him to bed. He's like, you know the rules. Go to bed. It's your time to go to bed. She tucks him in, and you hear like again with the little boy voice, Brahm going, "Good night, kiss." 'Cause that's the other one. Good night, kiss. Always give a kiss good night. And she's like, Maggie's like, "No, Brahm. That's your punishment for today for being bad." And he grabs her before she leaves and goes, good night, kiss. And she's like, fine. And she starts kissing the mask, and you see him trying to kissing through the mask, trying to kiss her. And then she just pulls out the ice pick, stabs him. He's like, "Rah!" Grabs her, throws her against the wall, like super strength, throwing against the wall. Goes up there, grabs him, and then grabs her and starts choking her. Brahm starts choking Maggie. But then she's able to grab the ice pick that's inside his stomach before she passes out, stabs him, and then the guy falls to the ground. Maggie runs, goes to the delivery man, wakes him up, they hobble to a car, and then they drive away. And you see like her smiling as they drive away. And then the ending is Brom putting back together the doll's face, and then it just zooms in on the doll's face and ends there. And I like this, and here's a few reasons why I like this, because although, one, I've seen that twist before on a Supernatural episode. I'm not sure if it's ever been used anywhere else. I keep looking at here. I'm supposed to be looking at you guys. I'm sorry for that. But I've seen that on a Supernatural episode where they think it's a ghost, and it turns out it's not a ghost. But I don't know. I like this one because of a few things. One, through this entire movie, they lay out hints. Or at least in the beginning, they lay out the rules. They lay out hints on that Brom is still alive. And, like, the people I watched this with, they brought a lot of it up, but it was, like, the lessons. Or when she had to wake Brom up in the morning, she always had to speak loudly. When she was giving her lessons, reading poems and stuff like that to Brom, she had to speak loudly. For the music, she always had to speak loudly. And that was also that Brom could hear it through the walls, so he could hear all this. And then it was the food never gets thrown. You never throw out food. You always put the leftovers in the freezer. The delivery man said that, the dad used to throw them out, must have throw them out and stuff like that. Or he said something like that. But no, the food was left there because then Brom at night would go and grab the food and take it up to his apartment thing. And one thing I liked about it was, one, you watch this movie and, like, if you watch the trailers and you watch the movie and everything, you're gonna think ghost movie, poltergeist movie, Annabelle. You're gonna think about something scary. You're gonna think, not scary, but you're gonna think about something like that, like a usual ghost movie. So I'm like, okay, it's a ghost movie. So me coming in and it suddenly turns into a slasher movie. Though mind you, there's only one kill, but it turns into a freaking slasher movie. I'm just like, holy crap, that was kind of cool. Mind you, it's over the top and crazy, but I just extremely liked it. Like, I have not seen Friday the 13th, the first one, the very first one, so spoiler alerts on that one, spoiler alerts for Friday the 13th if you haven't seen that, but I at least know the ending that Jason isn't the main bad guy in that, but his mother is. And me watching that ending, I'm just like, oh fudge, this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre mixed with Friday the 13th and Annabelle. Now, mind you, Annabelle was actually a ghost, but yeah, I'm just like, oh my lord. And I actually and again, like, they leave out the hints, the rules about the food, like where does the food go, and also like about the rats, where she always has to empty out the traps because she has traps lying around that kill the rats from getting in the walls where Brom lives. The whole thing where I thought it was odd about the asking like, oh, he'll be about your age, right? And I'm just thinking, okay, why the fudge was that brought up? He's a ghost. He's dead. It doesn't matter his age, I don't think, unless it's supposed to be, which I thought it was going to be, because she also finds the note that the parents read later on, which I thought, like, where the movie was taking was she was going to somewhat befriend the ghost, even if the ghost is a little unstable in a bit. Like, she was going to kind of befriend the ghost and, like, she's treating it as her own son. But then I thought she was going to read the note from the parents saying, oh, that, Brom, she's yours now. The girl is yours. The nanny is yours. And I thought, like, that was going to be the turning point. Like, no, I'm not going to stay here forever. I'm going to leave. And I thought that was what's going to trigger the ghost to become a killer, or to, not killer, but, like, become hostile. I thought that was going to be the ending where it was going to become hostile. No, that's not how that ends. I thought that's where this was leading. And then, like, I see and then That's where the and like again they leave little hints and stuff. Like again the age thing, where that's more of a the writers like give a hint, but the ones about the rules and stuff like that, that's hints on what's going to rules on things. Like other than like what covering the doll's face, which I guess maybe because Brahm does get burned apparently because there's a point where I believe you see the mask is cracked, you see like there's burned under here, but also you see this guy, he's scrawny, he looks thin and scrawny, but you see like he's all grizzly, like he's a big beard coming out from under, he has like a big scraggly beard underneath the mask he's wearing. You see like all the hair all over him, and he looks like he's been, and he looks all dirty, he looks like he's been living in the walls for years, which he has been. Which mind you, after I'm like wondering why the fudge is he, why exactly did he have to live in the walls? But then I do remember that he killed that little girl, he smashed the little girl's head and the police were coming, and my guess is they kind of faked, like he probably tried to either kill himself or fake his own, fake his own death in some way, or maybe the parents were trying to kill him, and I don't know, but then maybe because of that they hid him in the walls so that way I guess they don't take away their son. But in the end, even in the end with taking away their son, I don't know. But yeah, like other than that, I'm just like But like I'm guessing the reason why is so they don't take away their son, which I guess they would still take him to an insane asylum, or they'll take him to an insane asylum, or possibly when he gets older to jail for killing the little girl. But yeah, I'm just like, yeah. But other than that, I extremely liked it. And other than like covering the doll's face, which I guess would be kind of he wants his face to always be seen, I guess. So it's not like he's forgotten or something. I don't know why, but yeah. But I liked the movie. I actually did. Horror, and I said at the end of the movie, this was a terrible ghost movie, but a pretty decent slasher movie. It has build up. It has it has some twists and turns, like her befriending the ghost. Her being kind of like even after she's like, okay, are you really a ghost? And then she wonders if she's going crazy when she finds out that she's not crazy, and she has this guy who's like, okay, you believe me now because you've seen it too, and she's happy for that. You have some drama with the ex-boyfriend coming in, where I kind of rooted for the ghost, but then the ghost kind of just went. Then the third act just, holy, what the fuck? With the Brahm being alive and everything. And honestly, me watching this, because right now it's like the boy's like at a 28, but audience level is like 53%. I'll say, I haven't seen The Forests, but I'm gonna guess because from what I've heard, this Herschel's daughter did better than that one, which I believe that is the girl who plays the younger daughter of Herschel, I think. If I'm not, then I just sound like an idiot, which I probably do. But yeah, I liked it. It was pretty fun, and honestly, knowing that this guy's alive now still, I could honestly say I kind of want the boy too. It'll probably be like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre or something. I don't know, but I would like it if only because this felt like it would be a horror. This felt like a kind of like a classic horror movie, I would say, a little bit. If only because like you get some build up, you get a little bit of romance, which I kind of did like him trying to flirt with her and stuff like that. Did they really have chemistry? I want to say it was more or less he was trying to flirt with her, and she's like, okay, let me give him a chance at least, and it was pretty cool. It felt like the dialogue was a little bit awkward when he was trying to flirt with her, but I think that's kind of how it was kind of supposed to be felt. Because he even says, I'm supposed to be a very good flirter or something like that. Pretty nice guy and stuff like that. He jokes around. I like it. It was pretty good. But yeah, that ending though, I'm just like, what the fudge, man? I liked it. I say definitely check it out for yourselves. I definitely want to see a continuation, if only to have like make it more of a slasher movie, because this has the potential to become a slasher movie. I think I do think this has the potential to become a slasher movie, but like a slasher series, I think it would be kind of cool. It would be like a new Jason or new, because it was basically like Jason. It was like Friday the 13th mixed with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. But either way, I definitely want to see it. Dollface, that's going to be his name, Dollface. Or Braun. I guess I'll go with Braun, but I kind of like Dollface. But either way, thank you everyone so much for watching. Please check out all the videos. Definitely say check it out for yourself. It's pretty good. But thank you everyone so much for watching. Please check out all my videos, and we will see you later. And Cinema Snob, review the dang thing. I want to see midnight screening of this movie. I want to see Erlier's reaction. If you like it or not, I don't care. I like the movie. But I definitely want to see your midnight screening. But thank you for watching. Check out all my videos, and we will. Or one of your friends do it, whatever. But thank you for watching. Check out all my videos, and we will. See you later.